All right, Envious Touch, Fright Night Amethyst Veil. I do like the color. I feel like this tealish color is a little tough to pull off. This is a look that I feel like I have not seen. And for that, I appreciate it in its own right, because it's a much more rare look. No, I think this came together pretty well. I feel like this is a very rare helm to see, along with these robes too. So I like how this came together. Contender robes are a set of robes that I feel like we're gonna see a lot. Monochromatic, a lot of monochromatic. But you have the glows. I like that. You know, I like when people try to match all these sort of lighting effects and glowing effects. I really wish that, like, you could remove logos from stuff. You get distracted by this color, but, like, that's not your fault. Oh, the old channeling cowl. Number one, I've seen these robes and helm a lot. So for me, it just doesn't really get me jazzed up anymore. And it's a victim of the channeling armor in that I'm not crazy about it. But I do like how color-wise you were able to make this work. Again, green, not a very common color in the game when it comes to fashion in-game. So I can always appreciate a good green. Yeah, I definitely like it a little bit more in the different lighting. I think the greens are a bit sharper. Crimson the Lion. Well, you're certainly going with the lion theme very aggressively, but I gotta say, it definitely works. I almost think the helm is too big, but thematically, really like how this came together. I know you're only using the same shader, but for the specific look that you're going for, I think that's fine. Yeah, this came together very, very cleanly. Regal Daring with some Cade's duds. I mean, you did make Cade's duds match up pretty well with the rest of the armor. That's a good shader match. I'm not in love with the arms. They feel misplaced, or a different chest piece to match the arms. Otherwise, not too shabby. We got a Golden Trace Hunter. We have a Dragon Shadow, Golden Trace. I understand you're trying to match the shaders. Dragon Shadow, impossible to work with. Yeah, it's a tough one. It has such a huge presence on the Hunter. Meanwhile, the helm is just like explosion in your face. I think I probably would have gone a little more subtle, but otherwise, it's a Dragon Shadow Hunter. You're going for all gold and black. It's something I've seen. This has very strong Dead Orbit vibes. A lot of black and white again, but because you're going for a pretty specific theme, I think that's fine. Maid dress. Yeah, theme-wise, like, I think this is pretty good. Now, granted, like, the bulk of it is the robes, but very, very nice choice with the Eye of Another World. And it's also a much different look than I feel like we get from Warlocks. I like how this came together. You know, I know it's more silver, gold, black kind of hunter deal, but even just like the gradient, you have just these. Even the cloak has some of these bright spots up here. The chest is very bright, and then you sort of go into this black as you go down low. Really like how it turned out. And you have all these different little gold accents too that are all matching up very, very nicely. This is excellent. So I get the vibe. The vibe check is very, sort of, it's robotic. One thing I will say is that it's something that I don't see very often. And you have definitely been able to take a bunch of different armor pieces that have all that sort of robotic theme, and it's all come together pretty well. So theming, I'm giving you big points. Shaders, I would just want to see, but it's something I have not really seen too much of, and I like that. So I understand, we're using all white shaders, oh, crazy. But you're going for a specific theme, I feel like. But I think you made all this come together really tight. Like, even, Hoarfrost is very, like, curvy and circles and this and that, and you have curvy shoulders. The helm is like not the curviest, but it still really fits together. It's not the flashiest thing in the world, but everything just came together super, super nice. We are wearing a couple of the same armor pieces. Gloves, you can kind of get away with. The Astrocyte verse is taking away from a lot of the set, I feel like. Like, I just get laser locked on your face, and then we don't really look at the rest, which is pretty good. Like, I like how the rest of this turned out, but I think the helm is too distracting. And if we went something that was a more neutral and you kind of let the entire outfit shine, I think I'd like that more. Unfortunately, I feel like this has some unshadable parts, or like parts that, get the short end of the stick when it comes to a color. So I'd maybe want to try some different blues just to get rid of that. I don't know. There's something going on here in the mid region. It's it's empty and it's also like kind of sticking out. Yeah, I'd want to see maybe if a different shader could get rid of some of these spots that just like there's not a whole lot going on and the color is just kind of like, there is a lot to unpack here. This is a chunky boy, but I really like it. What I don't like is the Vanguard metallic. I think you were trying to match it up with like the lights and stuff. I feel like it's more distracting. Just throw Night's Chill on it. 3 interlaced pieces. I feel like you could find some legs that like sort of match the energy of this and you'd be fine. I know Titans have like chunky boots. Our first Curious Titan. I am not crazy about this helm. You have these big, flashy pieces. You have this big, flashy chest piece and shoulders. I want the helm to match the energy of everything that's going on here. It's very close to Tiny Head Titan. Like all I'm seeing is just your torso. I want this energy kind of everywhere. All right. I love the energy of this set. It's just maybe not what I would be picking as a shader for it. It does come together pretty nice. Like everything is very well balanced, in my opinion. It's a big boy, but it's balanced. And also I don't mind when people use all the same shade, especially something like Gloam Strife. Like how many other shaders are there that could match up with Gloam Strife? I think this would look even better without Loreley's. I don't know how much I love the helm here. This feels a little mismatched. I do like the chest piece and the Great Hunt. And I do like the purple accents that you've done with the Solstice. Like, this is a good helm. I've used this helm before. I'd want to see what a different helm looks like. I want some more purple up here as well to kind of balance things out, but I understand there's not a whole lot you could do about that. But not too shabby. But I'd want to see what a different helm looks like. I don't know if the helm matches the energy of everything else. Like the pieces right here, I feel like this is more, isn't this more of like a business casual type deal? And then you have like a full-on robotic helm. I think I'd want a different helm here. It's hard to find a helm that makes with actual clothes in this game. Yeah, because they don't make actual clothes for this game. They make armor. Yeah, I'm not this. I think we could workshop this, but proportionally, to say something nice, proportionally, I do like this. Let's workshop it. Let's play around with some other stuff. Okay, Veritas helm. You are just like a rock golem. Thematically, really like this. I think we could do a different your mark. I don't even want to see your mark. I want like the smallest mark possible. Let all of this reign supreme. This is really nice. The color came together really well too. I think you want the mark for the leaves. It makes sense. Like I get the vibe. Maybe something to make it even darker. Like I don't even want this. Like I just want you to be a giant rock golem. And that's it. But I really like this. Really, really like it. Okay. All right. I see where we're going with the balls here on the Dawn chorus here. Okay. This is getting creative. Okay. I like this. Thematically looks great. Great theming. Color pattern's good. You know, you're still using a lot of neutrals, but there's still at least a little bit of color there. This is nice. This is really something. This is very creative. I think most of what you have going on here is basically revolving around the shader. Like the shader is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. The Mask of Bacchus and the hood, it feels like it's just like a jumble. It's like, it almost looks like the texture glitched out on the helm and it looks wrong. Am I the only one like really seeing that? It feels like there's too much happening up there. I don't know. It could be like lower texture qualities or something like that. Otherwise, the rest of the armor, like, it's all well balanced. It's just not, I'm not like blown away by it. Again, like a lot of the heavy lifting is coming from the accent, the blue accents on Cryptic Legacy. Mantle of Battle Harmony. Loving the red. I mean, we have a lot of New Monarchy regalia. This is another shader that like just looks absolutely phenomenal. I think the helm is like the only, like, it's such a basic looking helm. And you have this extravagant class item and these huge robes and then like a starter helm. The bond is massive. I actually really like it. The gold accent's really good. I feel like it matches the energy of this massive chest piece. I think Graviton Forfeit is a helm that you really need to build around. I don't know if I would have went red here. If you're gonna go with Forfeit, I think you're just unfortunately having to shade around it. Like, it's just one of those things where you have to shade around it. You have to go. The rest of the armor itself, I think actually looks really good. I really like the Warbrick. I know it's Warbrick. It's another red and white and black shader. But I do like how the blocking ended up turning out. Okay. Claws of Ahamkara up in here. All right. This is what I'm talking about. What else can I say? What an excellent choice in the claws. I don't know if you actually use this for a build or whatever. Props if you do. But either way, this is real nice.